My name is Sean Corbett. I am Manager of Corporate Communications for Southwest Gas Corporation.
So what does like a typical day at work look like for you?
There really isn't a typical day in my line of work. We are both proactive and reactive in responding to anything that is an opportunity to advance the brand and awareness of the company, as well as anything that comes along that might damage or tarnish the brand of the company. So we're constantly monitoring and assessing what is going on and within our company and externally, and looking for opportunities to generate news or content via social media that touts the good things that we're up to, as well as educate our customers. And then in the need that we have to communicate that there's an outage or some other type of crisis communication type situation, we're always standing by and ready to address any of those inquiries that come from the media, as well as to assist with our call center and anybody else in terms of communicating with customers in times of need.
Okay. So like how many hours do you typically work in like a day or in a week?
This is an interesting job in the standpoint that it's very 8 to 5 from an office hour standpoint, but because news cycles are 24 hours a day, somebody like in my position needs to be available 24 hours a day. So if my phone rings in the middle of the night, I'm going to answer it. Usually during the week, it's a pretty 8 to 5 type job, but it's always on the standpoint of if you're needed, then we have to hop in to help out.
Okay, so like is there like a range of like salaries that someone in a position or similar to yours would make?
Yes, and it's really going to depend on the type of organization and the type of experience that you have. So, somewhere in the range, are probably 80, in a manager type position at nonprofits or universities or things of that nature. Depending on the part of the country you live in, that'll change. And a utility like mine is pretty competitive, depending on, the type of organization, professional sports. Not everybody pays at the same level that everybody else does. So I'd say a range is probably anywhere from 80 to maybe the mid hundreds, depending on where you're at in the country and what level of responsibility you have.
Okay. So did you like need to go to college for this position?
Yes, I would say today college is necessary for anything and everything you want to do that is not a trade or a particular skill. Just getting a bachelor's degree now is kind of the equivalent of just getting a diploma when I was coming up from high school. So even today, a lot of folks require a master's for a lot of jobs and positions. We don't in communications require a master's. A lot of folks get them, and it helps them from a competitive standpoint, but it is not yet a requirement. But it's getting to that point now where masters and so forth getting to be more of a requirement. But absolutely, you don't have to get a degree in communications to be a communicator. English, journalism like I did, any type of background where essentially you become familiar with how to communicate with people, understanding audiences, what they need to hear, what companies want to communicate, translating that to how the best ways to reach people and have them understand what you're trying to say.
Okay. So what do you think is like the best and the worst parts of your job?
The best part about my job, if you're a person like I am, is the constant change. I get bored very easily, and every day is a different something, whether it's a challenge or opportunity to be creative or fix a problem or address something. That's kind of the beauty of the job as far as I'm concerned. If you're looking for predictability, choose accounting or something like that. If you're the type of person that loves different and change and addressing things and working to tackle challenges and exploit opportunities, then this is that kind of a job. The worst thing I would say is that in this position, sometimes you have to deliver bad news, whether that's internally as communication or externally with media or whatever the case may be. Like right now, gas prices have been higher around the country, and our bills have reflected that. And I know there are a lot of people out there that struggle to make ends meet, and those bills are making it difficult, even harder for them. And that's just one example of the type of bad news that we have to, sometimes deliver, or sometimes go on TV, or talk to the media and others about, that we don't have much of a choice in passing that along to customers. It goes straight through with no cost or markup. We pay what they pay, what we pay, but I do have a heart and understand that that's hard for a lot of people.
Yeah. So to kind of wrap it up, what would you tell a high school student who would want to pursue like your job?
So the advice I would give a high school student is start thinking about the things that you like to do. So if that's, reading and writing, if you love math, if you love science, and start to begin to explore the careers in those areas that you love. If you love math and science and you choose to go into communications, that's probably not going to be great for you. If you love being creative and writing and talking and communicating and having people help and understand, that's probably going to be the career path for you. So think of the things that you like to do and find a career that gets you there, so that you're happy and every day you go to work isn't a chore, it's a pleasure. And when you're working in your strengths and when you're working in a field that you love, you're going to rise up just by being in something that you enjoy every single day.
Cool. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.